In this video, we are going to cover sine law, cosine law, and also questions involving more than one triangle. So the sine law is A over sine A equals B over sine B equals C over sine C. And the important thing is make sure that the angles is capital letter. So, and the side is small letter. So the angle you are going to label between the arms of each angle. And in order to prove it, you could just draw an altitude, which is 90 degrees to the base. Then, in order to find the altitude, we label it based on the angle B and the angle A. This is opposite. So this is hypotenuse. And use the opposite over hypotenuse equals a sine angle A. You will be able to find out the opposite is B times sine A. And in the triangle BCD, you are able to find the opposite, the altitude is A times sine B. Then you could write this is the same height, so you will have A sine B equals B times sine A. Then compare with the sine law, you just divided both sides by A times B. You will have sine B over B equals sine A over A. And sine C over C, you could draw another vertical perpendicular line to the base, then find that altitude, then you are able to find out C times sine B equals B times sine C, then divided by B times C, you will be able to prove another ratio equals. So in order to use the sine law, you must know the one of the ratio. So either A over sine A or B over sine B or C over sine C. Once you have one ratio given, then you are able to use a sine law. Also, that ratio means the opposite side and opposite angle given. So once you have one opposite side, opposite angle given, you are able to use a sine law. If the opposite angle not given, but other two angles given, 180 minus other two, you are able to find the third angle. So as long as you have two angles and any side, it means you have the cross given because three angles given. And one thing you could use to check if the answers make sense or not is the longer side always corresponding to the largest angle, and the shortest side corresponding to the smallest angle. So this is regarding sine law. Then after that, we are going to see one example. So this is example 1. The layout of a golf hole is shown in this diagram. It asks you what's the distance between the tee and the hole. So first thing, we want to label this triangle using the capital letter for the angles and the small letter for the opposite side. Small letter A, small letter B, and small letter C. So we want to find the from A to C, the B equals what? And the two angles given, then the third angle is easier for us to find. Is 180, take away the other two angles. So 180, take away 35, then take away 70 degrees, we have 75 degrees. Then, so opposite angle, opposite side given, as long as two angles given, the third angle is given. So we could have the one side and the one angle, opposite angle given, so it's a sine law. So A over sine A equals B over sine B. then equals C over sine C. Then sub in the given information. If the information now given, then we just copy the letter here. So angle A is 35 degrees, and side B now given is what we want to find, and angle B is 70 degrees. Then equals side C is 225 yard, and angle C is sine 75 degrees. In this, we could see that this ratio, both numerator denominator given, so we want to use this ratio. And angle B is what we want to find, so we have these two ratios, 3 given, 1 unknown, we are able to solve it. So we are going to use the second and last ratio to solve for B. We are going to do the cross multiply, so B times sine 75 degrees equals 225 times sine 70 degrees. In order to solve for B, we want to isolate B. We want to move the sine 75 to other side by doing opposite operation. This is multiplication, opposite operation is division. So we have side B equals, so get your calculator out, 225 times sine 70 divided by sine 75. You will have is 218.889. Then if we want to keep two decimal places, then the 9 is greater than 5. We are going to add 1 to the second digit after the decimal. So B is approximately 218.89 yard. Then this is done. So make sure your calculator is in degree mode. And how you can check it, you could do 1045 equals 1. 1045 is opposite or adjacent. So in right angle triangle, is rise over run equals. So rise over run give you slope is 1. So 45 degrees, the slope is 1. Slope is tangent. So that is example 1, looking for the unknown side by using sine law. Then example 2, we want to see how to find the unknown angles. So this one, the angle labeled by using a capital letter already. We are going to use small letter to label the opposite side. This is small letter A, small letter B, then small letter C. Again, we have this angle C and side C given, so we could use a sine law. So it will be A over sine A equals B over sine B equals C over sine C. And after that, we are going to sub in the given information. So A is 9, angle A is unknown, sine theta is, the theta is equivalent with x. So it's just a Greek letter. And equals B is nothing, sine B unknown, we just copy them down. And the C is 12, angle C is 70 degrees. Then we are going to do the cross multiply using the last ratio and the first ratio to find the unknown angle theta. So we have 3 given, only 1 unknown. We are able to solve this sine theta. So 12 sine theta equals 9 times sine 70 degrees, cross multiply. Then in order to solve for theta, we move the 12 to other side. Multiplication opposite is division. Then sine theta equals to the calculation, you will have 0.704. Then theta equals sine inverse of these answers. When use your calculator is second sine, you will have 44.81 degrees. So when you are solving for angles, you are going to use a sine inverse. And this one is a button above the sign on your calculator. How to get this one? You could use a second or shift or inverse plus a sign to get this sine inverse. So this is for the example 2, finding angles. We do the inverse of this sine. So this is for the sine law. And part B, we are going to see the cosine law. So always make sure your calculator is in degree mode. The unit for angles is in degrees. So the cosine law is similar with first part is similar with the Pythagorean theorem. C squared equals A squared plus B squared. But because we are going to use it in the triangle that is not 90 degrees, so we are going to minus twice the product of the other two sides, A times C, then times cosine angle C. The side and angles, they are corresponding to each other, so they match each other. So the squares of side C equals the sum of the squares of other two sides, then minus twice the product of these two sides times the cosine of the angle between them, the opposite angle. So this is A, this is B, this is a C. So C squared equals A squared plus B squared minus 2AB times cosine C. So that is a cosine law. And the other, because now we don't have the hypotenuse, so you could use other side to do the calculation for the cosine. So if A squared, then other two sides squared, add together, minus double of other two sides times, then times cosine A. So A and angle, they corresponding. And another formula you could use is angle C. This one equals to the inverse to solve for angle C. So we move the A squared to other side, C squared minus A squared minus B squared, then divided by the negative 2AB to other side, then find the inverse of this, you will have angle C. And the same thing, you could find angle A is just cosine inverse. Then the side A squared minus other two sides squared, then move the negative 2BC to other side. So you will have angle A. The angle B do the same thing, is B squared minus A squared minus C squared, and divide by negative 2AC. The two cases you can use a cosine law is the side angle side. So we have this side given, and this angle given. Then you could use a cosine law. Or you have three sides given, side given, then we use cosine law. We don't have the angle cross side given, then we use a cosine law. So now we are going to see an example. So this one, arrange size a forest fair. So this is where the rangers will be. The fare is F 4.8 miles from her observation tower. Then, on a bearing of 304, the bearing is from north direction 10 clockwise to this angle. Then this is a bearing. And she calls a forest protection service station S, that is 8.8 miles from this tower, on a bearing of 219 degrees. It asks you from the fire to the station how far it is. And we have a triangle. We could give this one another name is tower. Then in this triangle we have two sides given, and we want to find this side. We are going to use small letter to label it. So this 8.9 is small letter F, 4.8 is small letter S, and this unknown is T. So first thing, we want to find angle FTS. You will see FTS is difference between the two bearing. So difference means subtraction. So 304 degrees minus 219 degrees give you 85 degrees. Then in this triangle we have the two sides and contained angle given. So side angle side, we could use cosine. We don't have the angle and cross side given. So this is side angle side. Then in order to find the t, we are going to use a formula with t squared by itself. So t squared equals other two side squared I together minus double of other two side times together, then times cosine angle t. We sub in the given information 4.8 squared plus 8.9 squared minus 2 times 4.8 times 8.9, then times cosine 85 degrees. Use your calculator, you will be able to find t squared equals 94.803. Then in order to solve for t, we move the squared to other side. It will be square root. Then you square root this, you will have the answer is t approximately 9.7. Then you write a statement. The fire is 9.7 miles from the station. So in this question, we have found the difference between the two bearings, that is angle in this triangle is 85. Then we have side angle side, we are going to use a cosine law, and which side you are looking for it, that will be by itself on the other side. The other two sides squared add together minus 2 times other two side times the cosine angle t. So this is for cosine. Then we are going to see more word problems. Minus, you will have 84 degrees. So sine 84 degrees. Then we want to find the common side. So most of the time, if you have more than one triangles, we want to find the common side. The reason for that is from one triangle, we find the common side, then we could use another triangle to find the unknown. So most of the time we want to use a common side, so we want to find the AC. And that AC in this triangle is B, so we want to find the side B, and this one, both numerator, denominator given, so we want to use this ratio. So we use a second and third ratio to solve for the B. B is at numerator, so you don't have to cross multiply. You could just move the sign 40 degrees to other side. By doing opposite operation, it will be multiplication, but cross multiply works better if B is at denominator. So for this one, we could just B equals times sine 40 to other side. Then multiply sine 40 degrees. So use your calculator, you are able to find the B equals 32.3164. Then this is in the triangle ABC. And after that, we are going to use the next triangle ACD. We could use a SOHCAHTOA, or you could use a sine law again. If you are using sine law, it will be set C, set A, set D. And I will try to use a SOHCAHTOA. So this one, hypotenuse, we know it is from this one. So hypotenuse given, we want to find the opposite, so we are going to use SOH. The reason is opposite is unknown, but the hypotenuse is given. Then the angle given, so it's sine, cosine, all given. So we have two given, one unknown. We want to use a sine. So sine 56 degrees equals opposite over hypotenuse. Then the opposite is x. Hypotenuse is just now we found is 32.3164. Then we could use a cross multiply, so x times 1 equals 32.316 times sine 56 degrees. Then you will find out the x is approximately equals 26.8 meters. Then you will see if you want to find some unknown distance, you could use a triangle to solve it, the knowledge of trade to solve it. So you just, from the one side of the bank, do the three measurement again, two angles and one distance. Then you are able to use two triangles to find this, the width of the river. So read the statement. The width of the river is 26.8 meters. So this is a sine law. If you have more than one triangle involved, try to find the common side. Thanks for watching.